Hey, it's Dave. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm back playing guitar. This is the first video since my Shining video, which kind of wiped me out because just doing some of the background editing to get some of the film parts in there, and then YouTube kept taking it down, and finally I have it up where it stayed up. I was going to do a video today about the augmented chord and the diminished seventh chord, and I realized I really didn't know what to do for the song for it. And I already did Cold as Ice, which I may just use again because it's just a good intro for it, and it's a good thing to talk about. Today I was just wanted to noodle about. I hadn't really gotten a chance to play in a couple of days. Been busy and teaching, so I'm playing more acoustic stuff with the teaching and the lessons. And then I have a gig tonight. It's an acoustic gig tonight, so that'll be fun. And I thought I would just play a little bit. You know, it's great. There's some backing tracks that you can find online, and I think they're all great. You can really practice to it, and you know, work out whatever you got. I'm just noodling around in B minor here. And again, I'm playing through my Fender Mustang 2 version 2, and it's pretty clean sounding. I mean, there's a little bit of a delay going. But whatever. I mean, it's just, like I said, I'm just noodling about.
As I fiddle about.
So I don't know if any of you guys know who John Heaton is online. He has he's a British guy who basically reviews records. He pulls out the albums. He's a big music collector. And I have to say, I've really been enjoying his videos. He's a big Supertramp fan like I am. And, you know, that's something I could probably do down the road. I could see myself doing Easy Does It or Sister Moonshine Lesson. Those are real fun acoustic songs. But he's a real Supertramp fan and a big ELO fan. And lately I've been just listening to a lot of ELO in the car, and I've listened to probably the a New World Record from 1976, Out of the Blue from 77, and Discovery from 79. Those three albums I've had in heavy rotation in the car. And I have to say, at first I kind of thought that Discovery and A New World Record were light years ahead of Out of the Blue. And then I watched John Heaton's review of it, and I was like, well, he seems to really like it. Let me give it a listen. So I kept that one in. I kept Out of the Blue in. And after listening to it over and over, there's some real great stuff. The only thing I would disagree with him on was at the end of the album, he really likes Wild West Hero, and I don't really care for it. And Birmingham Blues, I just don't like. Um, but other than that, I think he's dead on. The album is really great, and there's so much great stuff on it. It's funny. He says on it that some of this stuff was not as there's some low points, but then he doesn't really mention the low points. And I thought the low point was Birmingham Blues and Wild West Hero. And I might have to give Wild West Hero a few hundred more listens. And I mean that because it's such a great album that I really need to go back and listen to that one song again because I just feel like, well, maybe I'm missing something. Although I don't think I am. I think I got the record down now. I mean, I think Starlight and Stepping Out are brilliant. And I think ELO is just, well, Jeff Lynne is brilliant. And, I know he's going on tour. At least I think I saw that he was going on tour next year. What I would really love to have seen from them would be like for them to go out and do Out of the Blue in its entirety. Like maybe do like side 1 and 2, intermission, 3 and 4, intermission, and then a greatest hits encore. And then, I mean, if they did that and then even made an album out of it, they could really, I think, financially and everything else, it would get me to go. Because if they're just going to go and play the hits, I don't know if I would go. I really am enjoying the experience of when you go see a band and they play the album in its entirety. Because even, in our heyday in my youth, you'd go see a band that's promoting a record and they would do, 3 or 4 songs off that record. I went and saw Iron Maiden Book of Souls tour and they went and did 5 songs off that album. And to me, it's like, here's my thought on it. I think if you're going to go out and do like a Book of Souls tour from Iron Maiden, you could, number one, either play just 2 songs from the record and do your whole catalog because you have so much to go and people are really going to see you come around. Or if you really want to promote the record and you're like, well, we feel like we should be doing more, then do the whole album. Go out and do the album front to back. Because then people will walk away going, wow. And they know what they're going to. If I knew going to the show it was going to be the Book of Souls album, I would have listened to the album like 10 times before I went and then listened to it and heard it live and would have been. I think that's something that's really cool. I think these bands, like I went and saw Judas Priest and they went and did the British Steel album. Awesome. I saw Steely Dan do the Royal Scam in Asia. I've seen Rush do Moving Pictures. Trying to think whatever the album shows I went to. I personally, I just think that's the way to go. Play the whole album in its entirety, then play the filler material, whether it's your hits or whatever else you want to play. So I think that would be really cool for ELO if they went out and retoured Out of the Blue. Whole album in its entirety. 2 intermissions. I mean, it'd probably be a 3-hour show, but I can't imagine who would not want to go to that. And you could charge a fortune for the ticket and people probably would still feel like they're getting their value. I went and did a gig in Rhode Island over the summer. I had my buddy Richie come ride with me. And he gets in the car and I'm listening to a mix that I made of ELO stuff. And 10538 Overture was on. And he's like, I never heard this song. But it's pretty good. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's great. It's ELO. And he goes, yeah, I think I know one song by them. And I'm just like, yeah, you know a lot. So what ended up happening was the next song was Showdown. He's like, oh, I know this one. Then Can't Get You Out of My Head. Oh, I know this one. Strange Magic. Oh, I know that one. Evil Woman. Hey, I know that one. Sweet Talking Woman. Turn to Stone. Living Thing. Telephone Line. I mean, it was just nonstop. He just, probably like the 4th or 5th song, and he just starts laughing and goes, I thought I didn't know anything by ELO. I think I know everything by ELO. It was very funny. But anyways, like I said, I think they're a great band. And my next, I'll do it a lesson. I'm doing an acoustic, and we're going to go over, on the next lesson, I'm going to go over the augmented chord. And he uses it quite a bit on the song Starlight in some other songs, and the Beatles use it. It's an underused chord, but I also noticed that it's used in a song by Foreigner. And when I went to go look it up online, the chords, because I was just trying to hear it in my head and I couldn't think of what it was, and I went and looked it up, and they didn't have it right. They had it as just a major triad, which was wrong. So we're gonna go over that on my next video, which I'll probably end up doing tomorrow. But I just wanted to get something up tonight. Anyways, just a little bit of noodling, short little video, just to get back to you, keep the channel fresh. Very good.
How's that for a topper?
You're right on target. You're right on the money. Everything you said. You hit the nail right on the head with your comments, what you're saying today. You're 150% correct.